just ventured into 2026. Now officially been here 12 years, little over 12. We've housed over, I think, around 2,700 homeless veterans here at our facility. As far as I know, we're still the only shelter in Michigan that has female beds for veterans. There was some talk about it, but I don't know that they've ever even actually opened. I'm not actually utilizing our female beds right now just because since COVID, things have changed for our veterans. Prior to COVID, our veterans were in serious trouble. And as we know, as civilians, we always hear, our veterans need our support. Mm-hmm. Our veterans are in trouble. But since COVID, the issues have escalated exponentially. And mixing the dynamics of men and women under one roof was even made it a little bit more challenging than we could handle. So we kind of put a pause on the women because I only had 6 beds. So we put a pause on the women, and I'm keeping the head count here substantially lower than what we usually are. We have 43 beds, and would typically, before COVID, it wasn't unusual to have a couple of veterans sleeping on cots in the theater room waiting for a bed to open up. So we were always full. And now, by design, I have to keep it smaller just because they're not faring very well through this fractured world that we live in these past 5 years. I think the major issues, besides the obviously, COVID kind of freaked everyone out, and then, the VA kind of pushed they had to get vaccinated, and some of them did not want to. And then I had veterans with adverse reactions to the vaccines, so we had to deal with all of that stress. That withdrawal from Afghanistan was horrific on our veterans. Total meltdowns during that time. And the 4 years under the previous administration, they gave all of the low-income subsidized housing vouchers meant for veterans, our tax dollars set aside for this veteran program, for the subsidized housing vouchers, and they gave them to the illegals for the entire 4 years, which left our veterans stuck here and stuck in other shelters if they were lucky enough to get shelter, because most of the shelters were full. So it's definitely taken its toll on the veteran community, and I see it firsthand here. It's absolutely heart-wrenching and frustrating and unacceptable. I just got back from Washington, D.C. last week, and I'm trying to, network down there to get eyes on what's happening. I think that, even though we now have the subsidized housing vouchers back in place now, whoever made that decision to think that it was okay to give all that funding and divert it from the veterans to these illegals needs to be held accountable. And I'm on a mission to expose that. We've finally, on an up note, proud and excited to have finally found a solution. And that's one of the things, the main thing that I'm working on right now is to implement a new program that's not been done. And it's a seminar that helps identify the importance of having a purpose. And so what I've seen for 12 years is that after these veterans come home from service, they're warriors at their core. They owned it and were a part of something big and meaningful, and they had that purpose in their life. And then after their term of service is over, they come home and they just feel like there's nothing left for them. And that's where I think that where I've identified that they give up. They just don't care anymore. And I've explained to them, you know, it's your book is not over. You know, that time that you served as a warrior, as a soldier for our country, that was a chapter in your book. There's no reason to not go on and write the next chapter. They just have to understand that, help them find that new purpose in their life. And so I'm excited to work on that. There's obviously a lot more to it, but if you want more information, you can obviously see that on our website. I have some cool videos out of us building, in the process of building the retreat that will be the home office of the, it's called Operation Purpose Reboot. And so this retreat that we're building out in Almont will be that official home office, if you will, home of record. And but these seminars will be nationwide. They'll be going all over the country, offering them in every major city and hopefully even the small towns once we get there. And then we intend to take it even one step further once we put together have completed the pilot program and we get all of our statistics organized. Then we intend to present it to Congress in hopes that we can get to the seminar to our soldiers before they're discharged, because I can no longer be I can't, my heart won't allow me to continue to just be the Band-Aid on this big gaping wound when I know that it's just getting worse. I have to be part of the fix. So anyway, stay tuned. It's a ongoing saga, and this too is just another chapter in our book. But the book's not done yet. Our soldiers are still in trouble. So, thank you.